We've struggled a lot. Deep inside, I think if we realize what happened this season to avoid it for the next decade, I think it's a good lesson for our organization. It looks like externally, internally it's easy. Pep will find a solution. We're magnificent. No. We are human beings. We can win and lose. We've had a lot of problems. We won a lot. Maybe we were not as hungry as before. The amount of injuries and many things happen. It's normal. These are the words of Pep Guardiola, and these words sound like a prologue to a new chapter in the modern successful history of Manchester City. After a record-breaking streak of 4 consecutive Premier League titles, simply making it into the top 4 this season would be a major success for the team. Big changes are coming. They arrive with no pity for the legends of the past. A new cycle requires sacrifices and new heroes. Today we're talking about a new revolution in Manchester City, one that has already begun. And no one was prepared for it, not even Pep. It will be tough, and it will be thrilling. Let's go! We have to sit down with doctors, physios, players, their agents. To be clear that some of them cannot sustain every 3 days, every month, or 2 months playing every 2 or 3 days. This is the reality. Guardiola has already announced upcoming painful farewells. English media have already identified the players Pep plans to part ways with. According to The Guardian, these players include Kevin De Bruyne, John Stones, Nathan Ake, Ilkay Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish, Mateo Kovacic, Stefan Ortega, Ederson, and Kyle Walker, who is currently on loan at Milan. 10 players on their way out. The scale is astonishing. Guardiola and Manchester City's directors clearly understand the main issue the club faced this season, the failure to plan the squad while considering the harsh demands of modern football. To compete at the top level, you need a roster of players capable of enduring 50-plus matches per season. By September, the current City squad will include 11 players, aged 30-plus. So Guardiola has already announced meetings with some players' agents. Painful goodbyes are inevitable. John Stones suffered yet another injury at the Bernabeu, and his season is likely over. The 30-year-old Englishman has played only 20 matches this season. Ake, who replaced Stones, has played just 16 matches this season. 33-year-old Kevin De Bruyne missed almost 2 months from mid-September due to a pelvic injury, and last season he suffered a serious hamstring injury, limiting him to 26 appearances. His form has declined significantly. Only 3 goals and 6 assists in 26 matches, averaging just 55 minutes on the pitch per game. His contract expires this summer, making a farewell inevitable. Kevin didn't feature in the second leg against Real Madrid, and Guardiola was asked about this decision. That's what I saw, for several reasons. It was a technical decision. Also, Jeremy Doku didn't play. He was incredible in the last match against Ipswich, then got injured. But perhaps due to the demands of the game, the lack of physical strength we needed, we required more control rather than an up-and-down game. In Guardiola's view, Kevin can no longer perform at the top level every 3 days. The message is clear and understandable. The same should be clear for City's other veterans. Ilkay Gundogan no longer demonstrates the level he had in the past seasons under Guardiola and Xavi. Bernardo Silva, though occasionally producing top performances, has also seen a decline. Just 3 goals and 4 assists in 35 matches. His contract runs until summer 2026. Jack Grealish has lost importance. With the arrivals of Doku, Savinho, and even Omar Marmoush, the club can afford to put him on the transfer market. His stats are shocking. 2 goals and 5 assists in 24 matches with 1,228 minutes played, averaging 51 minutes per match. Mateo Kovacic has not proven to be indispensable either. He will also be given a new employer. 33-year-old Kyle Walker has essentially left City, currently on loan, but Milan may buy his contract, or he might secure a lucrative retirement in Saudi Arabia. Then there are Ederson and Ortega, 2 goalkeepers who have lacked consistency this season. City's board had already wanted to sell the Brazilian keeper to the Saudi Pro League in summer 2024. They must have sensed something. This great team's current generation is coming to an end. This was their last dance. Change is coming, big changes. For the first time under Guardiola, the club failed to reach the Champions League round of 16. That's a sign. The crisis is already here. I want to be honest with the club that I adore and love right now, and with the players. It's so difficult after 8-9 years to take decisions with the players that give you everything and beyond. The affections are there, you are attached, you have feelings. We live good, exceptional moments, and bad moments too. Every season has been tougher and tougher and tougher because they gave me everything. I'm beyond grateful for that. This summer will be a summer of emotional farewells to club legends. That's a fact, and a new reality. Manchester City has already begun its revival. Next season, the club will have a new sporting director. Pep Guardiola will leave after 13 years of successful management. His replacement is one of football's rising executives, 42-year-old Hugo Viana, who along with Amorim built Sporting's championship project. One key question for next season: will Guardiola stay and will he have the energy for a new major challenge? The matches against Real Madrid showed how far behind Pep and his team had fallen compared to Madrid's mobile and hungry squad. Has Guardiola's tactical innovation burned out as happened with Mourinho? Our answer is no. In the first leg against Ancelotti's team, Guardiola's 2-3-4-1 system in attack worked almost perfectly, and if City's players were fully fit mentally and physically, Madrid likely wouldn't have escaped with a win. However, another danger looms for Guardiola. Everyone saw how exhausted he looked at the Bernabeu. Real Madrid fans chanted, "Guardiola stay!" The same was done with Xavi. This means one thing: they see him as a convenient manager in their rivals' camp. In the past, Pep might have reacted, but this time, he was out of energy. The idea of a recovery season for Pep doesn't seem catastrophic. The City project could take on a hypothetical Michel from Girona, who has started to stagnate a bit. Michel would agree to keep City at a certain level for half a year or a year, then Guardiola would return, fully refreshed. This has happened before when Guardiola took a break in 2012 and lived in New York, where he became friends with Garry Kasparov and played chess. Pep has been at City for 9 years and extended his contract for 2 more years, and everyone at Manchester City is amazed at the coach's longevity. Therefore, there's a feeling in the club that Guardiola might ask for a year off and no one would stand in his way. But let's move on to the factors for City's glorious return, which is planned for the new season. Rodri is one of the reasons for our decline, says Guardiola, who doesn't suffer without the best player in the world. Without Messi, I don't know if we would have won the treble at Barcelona. In the current team, there are several pillars around which the future of the club will be based. The first pillar is Rodri. No further explanation is needed here. The second is Erling Haaland. The Norwegian has signed a new impressive deal, keeping him at the club until the summer of 2034. Remaining in the team are Phil Foden, Ruben Dias, Joško Gvardiol, Jeremy Doku, Savinho, Manuel Akanji, Mateus Nunes, Rico Lewis, Oscar Bob, and James McAtee. Plus, productive work with the club's academy will continue. Strategic investments in new transfers have already been made, coordinated with the new sports director of the club. Abdulkadir Husanov, Vitor Reis, Nico Gonzalez, and Omar Marmoush became City players last January. And let's not forget the transfer, finalized back in January 2024. Top talent Claudio Echeverri is expected to become a first-team player for the upcoming season. Another exciting option for the team. New transfer priorities are also quite evident, which will only strengthen with the departure of the veteran squad. Firstly, next season Manchester City will have a new number 1. Among the options being discussed are goalkeeper Diogo Costa from Porto, Unai Simon from Bilbao, Anatoly Trubin from Benfica, Andriy Lunin from Real Madrid, and Bart Verbruggen from Brighton. Investments are also necessary for the right-back position. Here the citizens are considering the following candidates: Pedro Porro from Tottenham and Jeremy Frimpong from Bayern, with the Dutchman being the favorite for the transfer as he was raised in the City Academy and is ready for a club change. Guardiola has also requested strengthening the left-back position. In winter, the citizens were in talks regarding the transfer of Andrea Cambiaso from Juventus, a 25-year-old player who can play both right and left in defense. Next in line are midfielders and wingers, where there will be the most significant outflow of players. So we anticipate at least 3 more top transfers. Firstly, City will return for Ederson, a 25-year-old central midfielder from Atalanta, who can cover any position in the center of the field. Top transfers for the citizens could be Florian Wirtz from Bayern, Xavi Simons from Leipzig, Charles de Ketelaere from Atalanta, who is seen as the new De Bruyne, or Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa, another graduate of the Man City Academy who has shown at another club. Expect 2 from this incredible quartet at the Etihad. We're betting on Florian Wirtz and Morgan Rogers. If we summarize the upcoming summer transfer window briefly, we predict the following transfers: Diogo Costa, Jeremy Frimpong, Andrea Cambiaso, Ederson, Wirtz, and Rogers. Manchester City fans, what do you think? And the projected starting lineup would look like this: Costa, Frimpong, Akanji, Diaz, Guardiola, Rodri, Savinha, Ederson, Marmoush, Wirtz, Haaland. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? It will be another mind-blowing transfer window for the Manchester City bosses. There will be big farewells and big acquisitions. The future for the citizens has already arrived, with Guardiola or without him. Please like this video if you found it interesting, write in the comments which transfer City needs and whether Guardiola needs a break. And subscribe to our channel. The Island is the channel where you learn a bit more about English football. Watch other videos and stay with us. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.